podcast at kcaaradio.com.
KCAA.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Palmtrees in Progress Presents on NBC KCAA 106.5 FM and 1050 AM in the Inland Empire and worldwide on all streaming platforms. I'm your host, Erick Osario, and joined with us, you know what, actually, not as always, unfortunately, our better half of the show, Andrew Berkeley Big Dog Tavares, co-host, is he was actually experiencing some turbulence, and he'll be calling in about 4 minutes. He was going to Colorado, coming back from Colorado. Fans of the show know that Andrew Berkeley Big Dog Tavares is our Mr. Worldwide, Dale. He's the one usually all over the place and coming back and forth, East Coast, Colorado. I think he was like in Greece once or something like that, or he was either that or he was watching the movie Grease before. But yeah, he'll be calling in just a second. But as always, we do have a great show planned for the listeners. We'll be chopping it up, going over some news articles that we skimmed and pretended to read, and as well as talk about some recent viral videos. And a little before we get to that, we will be introducing our guest, host of LD's Pick of the Week, founder of the Number 33 Golf Wear, and the flavored teas. You might have seen the flavored teas. I definitely need to try one of those CBD ones. Pro skateboarder Justin Eldridge, LD. I want to say thanks for taking the time to be a part of the show. And before that, usually we catch up. I catch up with my co-hosts in better half of the shows before we do that. But I guess we're going to try to figure out how we're going to do this without Andrew. I guess I could just tell you guys, I caught some dubs this morning on some Fortnite with my big sis. It's nice to be able to stay in touch with people, with internet games, and there's nothing more that builds camaraderie with your big sister that I always wanted to play video games with me growing up, but she didn't. Maybe she would go play Counter-Strike with us. Fans of the show probably Counter-Strike, remember that? Go to the LAN computer games, now all of a sudden she's kind of making the demands and kind of telling us what to do on the on Fortnite. But hey, whatever gets me a dub, I'm with it. I'm more than excited. And let's go ahead and bring on our guest, Justin Eldridge. But we can't do that without bringing on some awesome audio.
She said I'll take some hell, yeah. She said I'll take some hell, yeah. She said I'll take some hell, yeah. I get by with a little help from my friends. I get by with a little help from my friends. I get by with a little help from my friends. I get by with a little help from my friends. Now, ain't that right?
All right. So that was thank you for Greaseball for allowing us to use that track. Greaseball, Riverside native, who's always dropping some dope music. Available on all streaming platforms. Check out Greaseball. He dropped a new project not too long ago. I think it's called Dogpile. So check it out. Justin, you there?
I am.
Hey, how's it going, Justin? Thanks for taking the time and being part of the show. I want to say thank you again. And I got a question. I feel like I'm inclined to call you LD, even though I'm not a personal homie. Is that cool?
You're good. You're good.
All right, thanks. I know you had mentioned on the show on the 9 Club experience before in the past. You would get a lot of LDs, and they'd kind of throw you off from like people calling you your nickname.
Yeah, it's crazy actually because my dad went by LD while he was growing up, and I never got it my entire life. And then another pro skateboarder, Brandon Biebel, just randomly called me that, and then it stuck, and it was like this crazy kind of like father-son kind of weird moment. And then from there, yeah, people, it was kind of just a tight-knit thing. And then like, yeah, random people started calling me it. And then I was like, Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Let's go.
Yes. Oh man, that's awesome. Pretty cool that it's you got the nickname. He's like a junior from your pops as well. So that's pretty rad. Hey, I want to say congrats on the new show, LD's Pick of the Week, segmented off of the Nightclub Experience, which is ended now. I'm pretty bummed about it. I was very bummed, as well as a lot of viewers. I'm sure you guys all got like messages, DMs, like, oh, dude, this is a joke, right? It was like happened like a week before April Fool's, and everyone was kind of wishing and hoping that was the case.
Yeah, I mean, it was. We did it for 6 years, and those guys over there have a lot of shit stuff going on. Excuse my language.
Oh, you're fine. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was just, I think the course kind of, the show kind of. I want to say it ran its course, but I think it was more just, there was so much stuff going on, and those dudes are so busy that I think it was kind of time to give everybody a break and have them focus on the regular show. But yeah, I mean, it was so fun while it lasted, and I enjoyed every minute of it. So yeah, time to move on.
Yeah, no, I get that. I want to say thank you as well for 6 years of entertainment and laughs, and helping us get through hard times, as well as I'm sure all of the viewers, going through rough times, and then being able to just chop it up with the boys weekly. You know what I mean? Be able to catch up. So basically, every time I'd see you guys with a Ballast Point or something hazy, I'd be like, "Oh, dude, let me go hit something up. Put this on pause. I'm gonna go hit the liquor store. I'm gonna have a drink with my boys."
Amazing. Yeah. That's kind of what it felt like for us there. I mean, the whole time it was more or less like, watching a skate video with your homies at your house, when you were younger, or whatever it was. I mean, that was a fun experience for me, and I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, it definitely reminded me of popping into the local skate shop. Ours is Inconsiderate Board Shop in Riverside, and just like them having the newest videos on, and us just slamming some cold ones, and just chopping it up, just shooting the shoot.
Yep.
Yeah, man. So, for some of the listeners who may not know about LD's Pick of the Week and the number 33, you guys have been doing some dope things. I want to say congrats on all of that, all the collaborative flavors. Like I said earlier in the top of the show, you need to get me one of those CBD ones. And if you want to give a little the number 33, like the teas and stuff like that, I might not be doing it justice as well, the flavored teas.
Yep. Yeah. So, I mean, I guess the short of the long story is, professional skateboarder. So I was never into golf growing up ever. And I think probably around, probably like 15 years ago, I got hurt skating, and then picked up a golf club, went to this driving range with a homie, and just was cracking beers, and kind of just, it was cool because it was, I had golf before, but I didn't really get into it too much. And then it was just, right time, right place. I feel like that's kind of, I mean, it's skating and it's golf. It's a lot of things in life, but these two things for me, for sure, it was kind of just right time, right place. It had a driving range that like the balls came up, so you didn't have to bend down. Like they just like popped up out this like little machine.
Right. Yeah.
And then just whacked balls, and then just had some fun. Like did that a couple times, but it was on. It was actually, the course isn't there anymore. It was off the 405, kind of by Redondo Beach, but it had an 18-hole par 3 course that was lit up at night, and it was open till 10. So basically we kind of did the driving range a few times, and we were like, dude, this is cool. Like stuff's light up at night. We're going to go try it. And then I think, dude, it was like 2 or 3 rounds, and I think I got like a birdie, or like something happened where I was like, I thought I was gonna be pro. Like that was my new goal in life, was to be pro at golf. This is what I'm doing. But yeah, I literally, dude, I was doing it, and while I was doing it, I in between holes would be chewing on a normal golf tee. And I literally was just like, I thought this product existed already. Like I thought that there was something that was like a golf tee that you could chew on, that had flavor with it. And then I looked up, tried to find it, and there was none. And then basically I just kind of went down the rabbit hole of trying to see how to do. I mean, I never started a company. I always wanted to, but never thought I would do something like this. But and then I went down the rabbit hole of doing that, and just kind of like looking at wood manufacturers or whatever, trying to do whatever. I mean, golf has there's like a big oral fixation. A lot of people smoke. A lot of people I mean, it's a long game, so you got a lot of time. So
yeah,
I just I went in and tried to figure it out, and finally, after a couple, I guess in the beginning, I would say a year or two of actually kind of figuring out wood manufacturers and all this stuff, created a toothpick that was shaped like a golf tee that we flavors.
Nice, man. That's awesome. And I also didn't golf much until I got in adulthood as well.
Yep.
I think for birthday parties, I'd be like, hey, you know what? It's a place we could drink. It was a driving range as well. Shout out to Van Buren Driving Range next to Brooks Bar. And I'm like, oh, the ladies that work at Brooks Bar walk up to you and oh, do you guys need another drink or something? And I was like, oh, I like this. I saw a lot of similarities between the driving ranges, golf courses, and skate parks. A lot of people have tall cans, and I'm like, yes, let's go. This is my place.
Exactly. That's literally, the similarities for me in golf and skating is insane. There's so many types of there's so many types of things that they're to me exactly the same. And I mean, look, I was a professional at what I did on a skateboard, and I mentioned this on, so I have the Ellie's Pick a Week, which we'll talk about in a little bit, I guess, but I haven't mentioned anything about the golf yet, because I feel like some people, people know about it. I do this stuff, but I just mentioned it on the last show for the first time. But I guess just I keep trying to, for lack of a better word, kind of preach, which I don't like, but I want to spread the word to skateboarders about golf, because for me, being kind of older in the game and I've done my thing, it's once you get to a certain age, it's no matter what you're doing, you're always going to love skateboarding. But that aspect of not, I guess, being not competitive, but just wanting to do more and always kind of learn new tricks and do all this stuff, it's that kind of gets less and less, obviously, as you get older. But then when you pick up a golf club, it's I have my grandfather passed away recently, but he was a part of this country club out in the middle of nowhere, and I actually took over his membership. He was one of the founding members. I'm talking, this thing is out in the desert, and it's just a hole in the wall little country club. Super dope though.
Yeah.
But I went out there and I golfed with one of his friends who was 87 years old, and him and his buddies, they welcomed me into their group. I golfed 18 holes with them. And it was at 7 a.m, and it's straight up. I'm what? I didn't know what it was going to be like. I never played games with 87-year-olds, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then dude, I swear, like I said, it was 7 a.m, 2 holes in, they're offering me a flask of bourbon.
Let's go.
Yeah. and they're just,
and you didn't want to be rude. You didn't want to be rude.
No, you can't.
You cannot.
And they're just talking, smack to each other the whole time, and just, having a great time. So, point being is for me, that was holy crap. This is skateboarding until I'm 90, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's cool, man.
I was telling our co-host, Andrew, who's on the line now, I think a week or two ago, golfing is one of the only sports where you can be you know what? I'm sorry, I can't do anything, Friday night or Saturday night, or I'm busy. I got a tea time. It's 7 a.m., dude. I got to go day drink, I can't tell my baby mama, oh, dude, I got to go, I'm going to go skate. I'm going to go get drunk at the skate park early morning. And she might raise her eyebrows a little bit at me. But if I'm saying yo, tea time, baby, tea time, and I kind of just point at my watch, or even if I'm not wearing a watch, I can point at my wrist. She'd be like, yeah, no, I get it, dude. For sure.
It's so true. And it's so crazy, man, because it's the same thing, but it's just more concentrated, right? There was a time in my life, which I think a lot of people go through. You start golfing and you're embarrassed, not embarrassed, but you're weary of your game. And then you go to play, you graduate from, I think a lot of people start with par threes, and maybe you don't, whatever. But I think the same vibe is you're where you're a game and you don't want to be paired up with random people because you don't want to be embarrassed, this and that and the other thing. But then like once you get over that, it's like, man, I have been golfing for like over 15 years now. I mean, since I started, I've taken it seriously in the last probably 5 years where I'm like really trying to like study it and kind of figure it out. But for the most part, it's like I can maybe count on one hand the amount of people that I have gotten paired up over the span of 16 years that were whack. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yes. Yeah.
Everybody out there is just having a good time. Everybody sucks. Like there's no, you're not, you know, it's this stigma that's in your own head, which is kind of like skating, you know, like it's like you're kind of worried about what people are going to think of you. And then like all of a sudden, like it's just this camaraderie for everybody there. And you're just part of this thing that's called skateboarding. It's the same thing with golf. So yeah, so fun.
Have you ever seen anyone focus, like, you know what I mean, on a golf club? Or because I know people rage quit pretty often out there. So
yeah, no, you know, dude, I swear, I think like I've seen people get mad, but once you get into, I feel like golf has taught me, I think like it's crazy, right? Like, so skateboarding, I wasn't old enough to realize what it was teaching me, right? So like skateboarding, you know, it teaches you that to keep on trying and to keep on going, and you always have that next try and to focus and to just, you know, it's such a personality builder. But when you're young, you're not thinking of what it's teaching you. But golf, now that I know and I'm older and I have kids and I'm like thinking about it like skateboarding, because I think it's the same thing, I think about it like that. And now it's making me realize what skateboarding did. And to your question, I golf now with like people that respect the game and are just out there to have fun. So like literally, and I golf with like, I try to golf with really good people because I want to get better. And the people that I golf with, man, they don't care at all. Like they are not breaking club. They ain't getting mad. They're just like having the best time in the world. So it's fun, man.
Awesome. Yeah, I see a lot of similarities between golfing and skateboarding. Like it kind of teaches you problem solving. And because, you know, like you said, if you keep trying a trick and you're or a golf swing and you're like, what am I doing wrong with it? This is supposed to do this. Let me try this technique, another technique. You know, so, I mean, I got a little 8-year-old myself. I know you have 2 daughters. Congratulations, by the way, on those.
Thank you.
You know, the beautiful family. Saw you guys go to Disneyland just the other day, so on the LD's pick of the week. And, so I you know, seeing that as a parent, I'm like, all right, like, oh, yeah, I learned. This is maybe why I'm a little bit I put up with a little bit more stuff and like have a little bit more of a, all right, let me try this again and differently though.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's truly something that like, I mean, that's the difference, right? It's like skateboarding to me is one of the hardest things to do in life. Like I always like when I talk about it to people or like people that don't skate, it's like, you know, I'm a big sports guy. Like I respect every pro athlete that does anything at that level, and anybody that tries can mess around with anything like that. But at the end of the day, it's like, you know, your grandma can shoot a basketball. Your grandma can, you know, there's so many different sports, kick a soccer ball, all this stuff. Yeah. But when it comes to skateboarding, it's like, it's really hard to do, you know, like nobody can just jump on a skateboard and do a trick.
Yeah, let alone just jump on a skateboard.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's like, but with golf, it's kind of like that secondary thing where it comes to like, okay, yeah, you know, your grandma could putt, or your grandma could maybe like chip or do, you know, hit the ball. But at the same time, to be good at it when the freaking ball is just sitting there, and like how hard it is to just sit or to stand there and hit a thing that's not moving is crazy. It's just crazy.
Yes, yeah.
It's almost harder than baseball.
Yeah, it is almost harder than baseball.
That is our better half of the show, our co-host, Andrew Berkeley Big Dog Tavares. And
what's up, Andrew?
Yo.
What's up, Justin? I appreciate you coming on, man. Sorry I had to get on so late. Me and my girlfriend, we caught a late flight. and we just landed in Colorado. So honestly, some of the best golf courses I've been to have been out here, dude. The views of the mountains are insane on the courses out here.
Yep, I agree 100%.
Yeah, well, thanks for tuning in to all the listeners to Palmtrees in Progress Presents on NBC KCAA 102.3 FM, 106.5 FM, and 1050 AM in the Inland Empire and worldwide streaming platforms. We are with Justin Eldridge, LD of LD's Pick of the Week and the number 33, and as well as Andrew Berkeley, Big Dog Tavares. And, while we switch, subjects and stuff, I got a little jam I never got to send in for something to be on LD's Pick of the Week, so let me just use it right now. LD's Pick of the Week. LD's Pick of the Week. I'm doing the audio live. LD's Pick of the Week. All right, that was one of my jams right there. I know you love some hip hop, so I was like, let me throw a little boom bap beat for you. And
I love it.
I never sent it in, but I might have to email you that if you ever need some music for your segments.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna get into the music with that stuff for sure.
Let's go. Yes. So I did see that when West Side Gun dropped, you reposted that. Big fan of West Side Gun. Killer MC for sure. What are you bumping right now? What's LD's Pick of the Week when we're talking music right
now? Dude, I'm all over the place. I'm a consistent consumer of new music. And not even new music. I'm like always trying to find the old jams. I have a friend who I'm kind of met through. I've actually never met him in person, but I met him through the 9 Club, and then me and him just like talk via Instagram. He's out here in California, but he's like I guess I don't know if he DJs. He's got a DJ, but he's like a record like fiend. Like this dude just did records for days, like new music, old music, all that stuff. And we kind of have the same vibes. And it's funny because he always sends me music on like DMs me music. And I think like I've known him for a little bit now, and halfway through knowing him, he like hit me up. He's like, dude, like, am I annoying you? Is this crazy? Like, are you okay with me sending you new music or whatever? And I was like, dude, honestly, for me personally, this is better than, I'm not gonna say better than money because we all need that, but like this is like as good as that to me because, obviously, dude, music can, get you through the hard times. It can bring you whatever you need at that point, and to hear, songs that you can relate to or whatever the case may be. I'm always in looking for new stuff. So I honestly, I can't really pinpoint what am I listening to right now? Shoot, like so much stuff. I don't know. Like, dude, I swear.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. Hey, the dude sounds pretty dope. If you want to shout him out right now, the Instagram or whatever. But yeah, because
if I'm on Skype, can I like get out of the app and go on my phone, or is that going to mess it?
No, I think you're fine. Yeah.
Okay, dope. Okay, cool.
Yeah. What was that, Andrew? Go for it.
Oh no, I was gonna say we're all lucky to have that one friend that can always put us on the music and keep sending it. I know I always have a few friends that I wouldn't listen to some of the music I listen to if it wasn't for them. So definitely shout out this guy.
Yeah. So okay, his name's Austin B. His name's Brown Jeans on Instagram. His music gram is called The Soul Constitution, and it's just like digging in the crates, dude. It's just like this dude from like old school like jazz to reggae to hip hop. Like this dude kills it, and like he blesses me with new music all the time. So at The Soul Constitution is his Instagram.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. Like, I also enjoy Spotify radio every once in a while, and I'm like, I don't know what song I want. I want to listen to one song, but after that, I don't know. So I'm like, oh yes, if it shows me new songs, it reminds you of like that cool friend I had in high school that would be like, yo, you haven't heard of this fool yet? Like, yo, check out this Dat Piff mixtape, dog. Like, you got to get on this.
Yeah.
So that's rad.
100%. Like Dude, like this happened to me yesterday. Carmelo Anthony, you know, he like retired. He's done, but it was like a video of him showing or talking about like passing his legacy to his son. And the song that was playing behind it was a Ghostface Killer song, and it was like the song's called "All That I Got Is You," and it's just this like kind of ballad, kind of like dope song. But that was like a song that I like. Dude, when I heard it and it was just in the background, it just took me directly to the place where I heard it for the first time. You know what I mean? Like that's so powerful.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. You got any questions, Andrew?
No, I was gonna say that was that one post that Carmelo Anthony just posted for his retirement. That song was on there.
Yeah, it's in the background.
Okay, so here's to check that one out. I don't know. That is a sad thing. It's cool being here in Denver now. I mean, it's not cool that they beat the Lakers, but I'm sure everybody around here is very excited. It's going to be Memorial Day weekend, so I'm sure everyone's going to be happy to go out and celebrate the Nuggets this week too.
Dude, yeah, that was crazy.
Is that where you went to Colorado, Andrew? Is that where you're at right now?
That's where I'm at, man.
Wow,
I came out here to the parade, you know?
I've heard of bandwagoners, but gosh darn, man, this is something
I gotta
new.
go.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, Eldridge, want to just do the show, you and me, Andrew, later, dude.
Hey, sorry to bring you guys a parade. I'll get it out of here.
Oh man, yeah. You guys got any plans for Memorial Day weekend? What are you guys getting into?
I'm chilling, dude. Honestly, I mean, I live by the beach. The weather's not gonna be too good. I'm like not a huge fan of doing stuff when everybody else is doing stuff, but also I got the little girls, and maybe we'll try to do something fun. But yeah, I don't really got much. Andrew, what do you got?
Yeah, you know, honestly, this weekend we're gonna go. We're gonna have a birthday party, but we're gonna go to a Rockies Mets game, so that'll be fun.
Are you gonna microdose over there, Andrew? What's going on?
I'm already up at Mile High, so it's already happening.
Yes.
Taking its effect.
Yeah, let's go, dude.
Amazing.
Heck yeah. Oh man, Colorado got a lot of those chocolate bar mushrooms, right? Andrew?
You said what? Sorry.
They have those like mushrooms with chocolate bars out there a lot, right? Everywhere.
I think they do. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if
think
it's,
they do.
Yeah,
Allegedly, you think
allegedly.
they do. Oh man, that's awesome. So, LD, any exciting episodes or anything you're excited to do for LD's Pick of the Week? Any new segments? What does the future have in store for the show?
Yeah, I'm super excited about this stuff, man. Like, the reason why I did it, like, just to kind of say why this is happening is like, so I had a pick of the week where I did skate clips on the 9 Club, and you know those guys work really hard over there, and they got a lot of stuff going on, and I kind of had always pitched, which we did a couple times here and there, but like I had always pitched ideas to them about like kind of me going out and doing stuff outside of the show and studio or whatever, and kind of just putting more than skateboarding into the skateboarding show. I totally understand. Like I said, they got a bunch of work on their hands, and like that is a core skateboarding show. But for me, I feel like it's like, man, skateboarding is so huge and it's so well respected that I feel like having a skateboarder go and, go talk to a chef or go to a race car, a race or whatever the case may be, I think that it's really rad because you get the perspective of a skateboarder. And I feel like I love cooking. I love the kitchen. I love food. I love eating out at, trying new restaurants and stuff.
LD's Eat's been a thing for a little bit as well too, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy too, because I started that little Instagram, and that was a crazy one because I was like doing the golf stuff at the same time. Uh-huh. I actually stopped doing so much food stuff because it was just getting a lot. But like, dude, the amount of like the growth that happened in a short amount of time for food. I mean, obviously everybody loves food, so that was a crazy one. But yeah, I mean, I feel like it's like I was telling my wife the other day, it's like, okay, so like there's a million trillion skateboarders. Like, would you like to eat? Would you rather watch like Joe Schmo or Martha Stewart cook a meal, or would you rather watch like a professional skateboarder do the same thing and kind of like work it that way and kind of give you what, something you can relate to.
Yeah.
That's literally what this show, what I'm excited to do about it. Like LD's pick of the week was skateboard clips, and now it's turned into something where I can kind of have fun with anything. You know what I mean? Like I can have like a drink of the week, I can have a restaurant of the week, I can have a destination of the week. So it's just going to be fun to mess around.
Yeah, I'm excited for everything that you're going to be doing for LD's pick of the week. Yeah, what's your go-to?
No, I've been.
Yeah, why don't you go with it?
No, I was gonna say no. I know. I've been excited about checking it out because I see you do a lot of places like in South Bay or like in LA, and I'm like right on the cusp. So I've been wanting to check out more places there. So I was just checking out your Instagram last night, and I'm like, wow, dude, there's so many places that, like you said, that you can go to. You can go meet up with them, and you being like a professional skater, you get that whole different perspective on watching interact with those other professionals. So I thought it was really cool. I think it's a great idea.
I appreciate it, man. And it's crazy. Like we have like the number 33 is like, it's just me and my wife that like are really in the trenches of this business. Jerome Wilson, another professional skateboarder, is a partner of mine in it, but it's really, it's been my wife and I the whole time. And it's a lot. And I feel like we kind of, when the 9 Club experience was going to stop, I loved it so much, and I was kind of bummed in a sense, just because I loved it so much. So we both kind of were like, man, how do you keep doing this? How do you have fun? And we kind of just were like, dude, we should just do it ourselves and like make it happen. So we literally, it was like that point, and I've said this before to some people, but it's like, I guess it's kind of cliche too, but it's like, man, you just got to do it. And we kind of like, we're just like, man, we don't got cameras, we don't got microphones, we don't got anything, but we got a space, and we do have this like little kind of budget microphone. Like we got iPhones are good. So we kind of just started doing it ourselves. I mean, we're 7 episodes in, but it's something that like, I think is just like something we want to build on and make better. And we're getting a good response. So we're stoked, man.
Oh man, congratulations to all the success, and I'm sure everyone's just gonna keep growing as well as the number 33. You guys have been doing a lot of cool collaborative teas as well, right?
Yeah. It's funny, man. It's like, so the tee picks, right? It's like, so it's a toothpick. It's shaped like a golf tee. It's a toothpick. It's a very niche thing, but like I said, it's a lot of golfers have like that oral fixation, so it fits into the realm. But it's also the first product of its kind. So the growing pains of that kind of like what to focus on has been pretty funny, but it's been such a crazy ride because when we first started it, we were just gonna try to get it in all the pro shops, try to, just kind of get ourselves in there. But then we ended up getting hit up by Topgolf. And
I saw that. Congrats on that. That's sick, dude. Heck yeah.
I just drove past Topgolf right now. The one in Colorado.
No way.
I was just about to bring it up.
Amazing. Yeah. So they kind of like opened up our eyes, man. Like, I mean, look, like golf is new for me. Like I didn't want to start I've always wanted to start a brand, but I always skated for the best skateboard companies, like blessed, lucky enough, whatever you want to call it. So thinking about starting a skateboard brand, like it just didn't make sense to me. Like,
by the way, I'm holding on to a tech deck, one of your chocolate tech decks right now. By the way, for the camera, check
amazing.
It out. Still in the case. Still the case. Let's go.
Let's go.
Wow.
That's funny. Yeah. And so, yeah. So like starting this business, it's like, man, it's like new, sport or whatever, new business, new area that I've never been a part of. And then also a new product. So I don't know what to expect, but yeah, dude, Topgolf actually reached out because this dude, Jeff Cortell, I can't, something like that, his last name, but he's like the CMO, but he used to be a big guy over at Converse Skate back in the day.
Yeah.
And so he basically got wind of our brand and thought it was rad. And it's kind of like, opened the door for us. But then they kind of just bought a bunch of product for marketing purposes. So they weren't even buying it to resell it. They were just buying it to like give out at their stuff.
Ooh,
So then that
nice.
kind of, for us, kind of like opened our eyes like, whoa, this might be kind of a rad, like almost like business card of golf, because we can do custom flavors for people. We can put QR codes on the back of the packaging, whatever you want to promote. We did a collab for PGA 2K, got Tiger on the front of our packaging. Like, dude, some shit I would never really experience or even thought this would happen. But it ended up being something as of a marketing tool for these companies. So, man, it's just been such a crazy ride so far.
Yeah, and you know, I also saw you made sure to give back to the skate community as well. You obviously are never going to forget where you came from, but for the Tampa Am, was it?
It wasn't for the Am, but we went to Tampa. Yep.
Yeah, and okay, so you guys went to Tampa and took a bunch of kids from was it what skate park was it from?
It's a skate spot. It's where they have Tampa Am.
Okay, yeah, and I played Tony Hawk before. I think I've been there. Only at Tony Hawk, but yeah, and I think it's rad. Andrew may not know that. You could tell him how many kids did you take to Top Golf and paid for all of them, and just they, you know, I don't want to butcher the story. Why don't you let Andrew know?
Yeah, so basically we just like I said, the CMO, it comes from skating, love skating, and basically we flew out to Tampa and kind of surprised. It was just like a random day. We went to the skate park and just basically I skated, just didn't tell anybody anything, just skated around. I was there and then kind of got on the megaphone and was like, hey, you know, I got a party bus coming. Whoever wants to go to the Top Golf, which is pretty close to there, everything's paid for, food, drinks, bring whoever you want. So we basically just filled up a party bus full of kids and we took them to Top Golf and had the stuff catered. And so it was crazy, dude, because it was, talk about like what we were talking about with skating and golf. I mean, I almost got teared up, honestly, because it was like, seeing kids that maybe either there was a few of them that had swung a club before, but then there was a few that didn't. And you know, like this is like a big moment for me because like this whole thing, like I don't know if people in the skateboard industry frown upon golf like I did when I was younger. So
yeah, because I feel like it has that reputation of being like kind of like preppy lifestyle, like because it is an expensive sport. I mean, you have to like a lot of people have country clubs, you know, memberships and stuff like that. So for me as well, you know, growing up in the skate community, I didn't even have a lot of skate parks growing up when I was skating. So it was just schools and stuff like that. So I can't imagine, you know, I definitely thought of people, there was a stigma of people who were in the golf club and stuff like that. I'm like, whoa, look at these privileged kids. And it's, you know, it's beautiful because what if some of these kids that you brought from the skate park, like you said, they never swung a club before. What if they found their new love, you know, like something that they're not, they thought were not tangible before at the time.
Exactly. And I mean, look, I am a huge component and like truly believe in this thing. So I try to like tell people, man, like it really isn't that. Like it can be, you know what I mean? Like it can be expensive. You know, you can get it, you can go as far as you want, you know what I mean, with this thing. But at the same time, man, I chip in the backyard. Like I putt, I have a little, for the longest time when I first started golfing, I would take a putter on tour with me and I would putt in the hotel, you know, in the hallways. So it's like, you can think all you want and have that stigma towards this sport or this game. But in all reality, man, this is like, it's the same as skateboarding, man. Like I got a net in the backyard. I do this stuff for free, you know, like the fun of me or the fun that I have doing this is the same thing as if I had the curb out front, you know, like you could go to your local golf shop and in the used clubs, you could get a putter and a 60-degree wedge for $10 or whatever it is, maybe less, some old balls and go in the backyard and start chipping or putting. And like the joy that you get from it, that's the same stuff. But
that connection, I feel like that connection of when it hits is like the same thing when you get a nice pop. You're like, oh
exactly.
Yeah.
And it's sorry, go ahead, Andrew.
No, keep going. I totally agree with that.
Yeah. And it's like coming from, you know, like I said, I mean, dude, I spent this was my career, skateboarding. So like I'm speaking on it like that, and it is true, man. It's like that moment where you connect and it feels like nothing. Like the club hits the ball and there's nothing there, but the ball like goes. It's like that's that perfect pop. That's that perfect kickflip where you could have been blindfolded and it just worked, kind of thing. You know, it's crazy.
Man.
No, definitely. Yeah, the first time I picked up a club was I was like 16. I got my first job at a golf course, and I just walked up to the professional golfer, like giving lessons. I said, "Hey, man, like, you know, would it be cool if you taught me some things like here and there?" And like little by little, like week by week, and come by. And like you said, dude, just that perfect swing, that killer swing, and when it feels like you barely hit anything, but the ball takes off. That is like you guys said, like the landing those tricks, practicing over and over again. You get that sense of like self accomplishment, and it teaches so much patience. I think that's the biggest thing I've ever learned.
Andrew, what was it? Name drop. Who was it?
Who was the pro? I don't know who the pro golfer was. No, he was just like the guy that they hire for like the training at the at the pro shop or at the driving range. You go up there.
Shout out to Yorba Linda Country Club. Our grandfather worked there, and that's what you were talking about, right, Drew?
Oh, well, that one too. That one worked out too. Yeah, let's talk about that. That's true though. Our grandpa did work at a country club.
At Yorba Linda Country Club, and then like once a year or twice a year, it would be for all the custodians and workers out there, and they would be able to slide us through. You know, it was a beautiful day. Just me and a bunch of our cousins. Just dude, how old were we? Like middle school, baby, high school at the oldest. And just at Yorba Linda Country Club, just really trashing up the joint. And my grandma, dude, when we'd like accidentally, like, you know, we're kids, our hand-eye coordination's pretty trash. Or at least mine was. I accidentally hit the grass and all that. My grandpa's like, yo, just covers it back up. I'm like, my bad, dude.
He never let us golf in front of his house at all. No chipping at all.
Yeah, exactly. Whoops.
It's amazing.
Yeah, he was a maintenance guy there for 30 years.
Yeah.
So he was always taking care of those greens. He was one of those guys out there at 4 a.m. I mean, I got a lot of respect for him when I started working at a golf course and seeing those guys come in so early. I'm like, wow, like they put in so much care on those like greens and like just the fairway everywhere. So shout out to all the maintenance guys.
He taught me how to grow some pretty good weed too. So shout out to Grandpa. Thank you, Grandpa. Let's go.
Yeah, dude. And that's the most beautiful part about this stuff. It's like, especially coming from skateboarding, it's like, man, I feel like there's so many times where I'm like, wow, like I graduated to like the most beautiful skate park in the world. Like I've been able to, blessed enough to be able to golf at some like really amazing golf courses where I'm just like, man, this is it. This is like my beautiful next stage skate park. You know what I mean? Like I'll sit down, take a picnic, like we'll just kick it. It's all good.
I love that. Hey, by the way, I did throw a boomerang the other day with some old friends from high school, and I thought about you in that clip, by the way.
Amazing.
Yeah, dude, it was sick. I was like, man, this ain't no pizza box. And also, it was a big wooden one or whatever they're made out of. I did not get that thing to come back to us.
I was gonna say it didn't work, did it?
It did not work, dude. We watched a YouTube video prior to us chucking this thing. None, like we're talking like 4 30-year-olds. So basically, one 90-year-old is out there just trying to chuck it, dude, and to no avail.
Amazing.
Yeah, dude. It definitely humbled me very quickly, and I couldn't make eye contact with my daughter the rest of the day.
Amazing.
I was like, I would have let you down, dude. I'm sorry. Oh, man. So thanks again, Justin Eldridge, for taking the time and being part of the show. We got about 10 minutes before we have to wrap it up. Thank you for all the listeners for tuning into Palmtrees in Progress Presents every Wednesday at 7 p.m. and worldwide on all streaming platforms, as well as live on 102.3 FM, 106.5 FM, and 1050 a.m. in the Inland Empire. We're with Justin Eldridge of LD's Pick of the Week, the number 33, and chocolate skateboards, of course.
I was gonna say, what else doesn't he do?
Dude, I'm telling you, yeah, right, was such a fundamental video for. I was born '92, so people my age, like, yeah, right, let's go. And then, oh man, of course, Pretty Sweet and hot chocolate, the hot chocolate tour, dude. Let's go.
Yep. No, I appreciate it, man. I thank you so much for having me on, man.
Oh no, of course, dude.
Hey, Justin, before you get out of here, I'm sorry, Eric. I wanted to ask. I saw you were, like you were mentioned about all these different like golf things you're being a part of, and how like you said like the brands kind of get you into like a different area. Like, what's been one of your most like, 'cause, you know, I always watch the PGA, like the what is it, City or Capital One does the pro-ams and all that, but you know, you've been able to, I've seen you've been with Justin or J.R. Smith, you know, different golfers and different skaters. Like, what's been one of your favorite, you know, like outings that you guys have done, or like you can remember, like funny time, something like that? I definitely wanted to ask you that.
Yeah, so I have two things. I mean, before we go, I'll mention one that's coming up, but one of the most fun and craziest ones with that this brand Kith. Have you guys heard of Kith?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, Kith, yeah, right?
Yeah, Kith. It's like this
K-I-T-H?
New York-based brand, but they're just like, dude, they're psycho.
Andrew's way cooler than me. I don't know.
Check them out. It's one of my favorite clothing brands that are out. Like, they're amazing, but they do collabs with like everybody. I mean, they did a BMW. Like, these guys are crazy.
Oh, they sound pretty cool already, dude. Actually, that's
yeah,
rad.
no, and they did like an old school BMW. It was dope.
Let's go.
They did a collab with TaylorMade. So then they basically had like, I don't even know how I got flown out there. Me and my wife actually did, but we got flown out to the East Coast to New Jersey and played this. They had like a weekend at this country club. I don't even know if it's actually a country club. It's like just this course, this Dormy Network course, but it was absolutely insane. Like, it was, dude, from J.R. Smith to like, dude, like so many gnarly baseball players, football players, like actors, like there's just so many people there, and it was just a weekend of debauchery. Yes. And I was definitely like at one night probably took some chocolates and was on the 18th hole in the middle of the night type shit. Like, it was just it was a crazy experience, but yeah, that was crazy.
That's awesome. I do want to say you and your wife are basically like the skate community's Jay-Z and Beyonce, the way so shout out to you guys and the beautiful family you guys have. Nothing but blessings your ways, but like, it's awesome to see a couple, you know, work like that towards the same goal. I love it, admire it. You know, shout out to you guys.
I appreciate it, man, and I will say that it is not easy, but it is the most beautiful thing ever, man. Like, it is really, truly something that is so special and is very hard, but obviously, like anything hard in life is worth it, right? Like, anything you put effort into and it fights back, that's going to be the best result. So it is truly amazing. She's the best. She's the backbone of the business. And yeah, man, it's crazy. It's cool.
Dude, shout out to her. You know, definitely. I mean, anytime there's I always.
Andrew always talks about his girlfriend on the show. It's pretty annoying.
Oh my god!
Not one episode goes by. If you notice, the first thing he said is like, "I'm out here with my girlfriend."
I did.
Go.
I did. I did.
Hey,
I was waiting
love
for
is a beautiful thing, Andrew. You good?
Yeah, I know. He's just jealous, you know.
Shout out to Abby. What up?
Oh man, no, but I was gonna say, yeah, behind every like, I've seen it like working in sales. I'd meet these business guys owning their business, but I'd ask them about where they started, what they did, and they would always say to their wives, and they're the backbones for them, that they allow them to go out and do all these things. I'm like, wow, that's so true. You know, like having that strong person behind you, your counterpart, your what is it? You're Robin. You're Robin to your Batman. I think it's awesome. Or even you could be the Robin. She's Batman.
I don't know.
Really cool.
I don't know if you really read the comic books, buddy, but yeah. I don't know if they had that kind of relationship, but yeah.
You know,
it is, bro. But like I said, dude, I swear the business shit is hard. Sorry for cussing.
Oh, you're fine, brother. Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard to do it, and because you sleep in the same bed. It's the whole thing. It's like we're constantly talking, constantly working, constant. So it's really just a struggle to kind of find time for us to be us. But we knew that this was right, and it is right, and we're kind of every day fighting for everything, right? Like the business, our relationship, for the kids, and it's the good fight, right? It's like know you're fighting, it's worth it, so you're going. It's gonna work, and yeah, man, it's fun.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like you guys are on the same team, and that's beautiful. Love to hear that.
Yes, sir.
Was Happy Gilmore?
And it must help out a lot that you, like Eric said, now you're working in a different sport where if you got a tee time, she'd be like, "Oh, okay, then that's fine. You're working now. Now it's a business trip every time you have a tee time."
Yeah, man. And I had to tell her, I'm like, yo, look, I have to be pretty like okay at golf, so that when I get out with like someone from a big company or some collab we're doing, like if I can hold my own, it definitely is better than if I was just like shanking the ball everywhere. So like,
if you can raise some eyebrows,
I gotta get out there.
It's gonna be hard to like negotiate. It's gonna be hard to negotiate if you're shaking everything left and right.
It's true.
You handle the ball like you handle the business. Nah.
No.
Oh man.
Once they give you the head nod, they're like, okay, you start raising the eyebrows. You're landing. It's like landing some tricks, I'm sure.
Yeah. When they start asking you questions and like they're respecting what you're doing, then you're like, okay. Now they're like, oh, let's get a beer after this. What you doing? We should play again. Like, yeah.
And there it is. And that's how it happens, dude. I think that's so cool. That's
awesome.
And
I love that it's like, yo, can we get a beer after this? I'm like, let's go. Madman was correct. A lot of day drinking happens in the business offices. Let's go.
And see, I'm trying to get my dad to join me and my brother out on the courses. You know, he doesn't get it. He's like, no, I don't golf. I'm like, dude, even if you don't want to golf, I'm like, just sit in the cart and, you know, we're just going to be busting jokes. We're going to be drinking.
Andrew, so your dad had that talk with you, right, about you not calling him daddy anymore, huh? Your father told you, like, you're too old to be doing that? I'm glad. Last week he said daddy, and it's been an issue ever since. That's your father, dude.
Man. My father hates golfing.
Yeah. All right, we got about 3 minutes before we got to get out of here. LD, do you want to say anything before we have to go?
Yeah. So I literally, I think like just like, I don't know, like we have some stuff coming up. Basically, like, man, I like was doing this golf thing and then realized I never lost sight of skateboarding, and I kind of was just focusing on the golf stuff, but now I've kind of like brought everything back into the same thing, and I want to kind of spread love and kind of collab the two things that I've loved my entire life. So we're going to be definitely doing some really cool stuff combining golf and skateboarding. I'm going to start a tournament series that we're going to put mini ramps in the front of golf courses and like have skaters there and do all types of fun stuff. We're doing something with Top Golf at this party for the U.S. Open, which is June 14th in El Segundo. We're bringing a mini ramp. We're spray painting it. I'm doing a mini ramp with a putting green on top of the deck. So like people will be doing back nose blunts while people are chipping or putting. I'm trying to combine the two and just spread love. So I just want to say thank you to everybody who supports us and keep rocking with us.
Yeah, don't forget to check out the number 33 website, and LD's Pick of the Week on YouTube as well. Are you gonna? Is that on do you have like the audio on that of that?
We don't have anything set up. We are so beginner in this stuff, but as we speak, we're getting everything dialed in. We're gonna be a podcast. We're gonna have all the stuff. So you guys are check us out on YouTube.
Yeah, check out YouTube LD's Pick of the Week and the number 33 website, or at the number 33. And Andrew, you got anything to say before we get out of here?
Justin, what's your favorite flavor, man? I'm on the website right now. I want to buy something. What's the best flavor out there? What's the highest?
I would do cinnamon for sure is my favorite, but the CBD tropical mint is bomb. We actually have 4 new flavors dropping in 2 weeks: chocolate mint, tropical citrus, cool mint, and shoot, I forgot the other one. I think maybe we're gonna reintroduce cinnamon, but man, they are all bomb and addicting.
Andrew, I do want one of those corduroy hats, so if you have any extra dough, go ahead and cop me a nice corduroy hat.
I'll send you guys some, for sure. I'll send you guys some.
Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it. All right, thank you again, Justin Eldridge. We appreciate you for taking the time and being part of the show, as well as Andrew. Thank you, as always, for everything you do. And thank you for all the listeners for tuning in to Palmtrees in Progress Presents on NBC, KCAA, 102.3 FM, 106.5 FM, and 1050 AM in the Inland Empire and worldwide on streaming platforms. You guys take it easy. Bye.
See ya.
You're on board KCAA's Inland Talk Express.